Welcome everyone to a new playthrough series on City Skylines by me, Scapino. I just got finished up with 3 years worth of Empyrean Galactic Survival videos. 1,000 of them, which average almost one a day. And kind of burned out on it. Yes, I have no life. And I bought City Skylines when it first came out, and I've been updating it with the DLC as it went along, and been playing it on and off. And since I'm no longer making videos for Empyrean, and I'll be playing City Skylines, getting back into it, I'd share my adventures with you, as if anyone's interested, because who am I? Anyway, I would like to shout out to my guru, who is really the king of City Skylines, is Biffa. I've watched very many of his videos and subscribed to his channel, and there'll be a link down in the description for his channels. If you want to learn how to be a good city planner, he's the guy. He really knows how City Skylines works, the ins and outs of it, and he's very funny and enjoyable to watch. He'll show you how to fix up cities that you've broken, and he makes different types of cities and different maps. Anyway, he's my guru anyway, and I sort of have a kinship with him. I enjoy drinking tea as well, except I drink iced tea all day long. Unsweetened iced tea. I have a large glass sitting next to me at this moment. Anyway, we're going to start off. As you can see, I have the DLC packs, all these extra maps on here. I also have quite a few of the essential mods installed. And the way I'm going to try to play it is pretending that I don't have the mods. As far as road usage and building, expanding, I have the game set to unlimited money. I'm going to try to grow my city organically, which means starting small and adding things as we go along, not going crazy with massive highways and everything else that goes with it. Starting simply. And I'm going to choose this map, Winfield. It's got some nice rivers and roadways, and it's got connections here, as you can see, for everything. And here is the loading screen mod. It shows you all your scenes and assets being loaded, and over here, your memory usage. This game uses a lot of memory. You can see here, RAM, 11 gigabytes already. I have 64 gigs in my machine. Up here, it'll show you your assets being loaded. This game was really made for the Steam Workshop, because you can really, there are downloads of millions of kinds of assets on the Steam Workshop. Assets from buildings, custom buildings like McDonald's or
what?
BP gas stations and things like that. Actual living buildings, real life buildings that have been modeled and put in as assets, and cars and everything else you can think of. See here, we're up to almost 18 gigabytes. I only have 550 custom assets downloaded folder. The base game with the DLC. As you can see, I started with unlimited money. Starts you at the top level. Everything is unlocked here. All your various items that you can use. I also like to use the 81 tiles mod because I'd like to try to start someplace other than where the map wants you to start, which is right here. As I said, I want to try to do a more organic growth. Just go back in here. And here you can see it's all unlocked now. The map. And there are places I'd like to start where, you know, it might be nice for a small town, so to speak. Here, this is too close to the freeway for my tastes at the moment. And I'm thinking small towns start with a small road off of the main road, the highway, and main access really to the town are the train stations. By the way, I just used a T key, and there's a mod called the picker mod. It's this thing down here. You can pick whatever your cursor's hovering over. This map comes, I want to just close that off. That gives the people coming off, they can U-turn there. But looking around, this place here looks like a nice place to start a town. It's on the coast, and it's very relatively flat, and it's got the railroad nearby. And let's see, there is the highway up here, so I could run a little road down this neck of the woods. And so I think I will do that. And the kind of thing I want to put in up here as a path off of the highway is the kind you would find in a rural place, which is just simple one-lane off-ramps going down to a road that's going underneath the highway. And it's easy, simple kind to put down. As we go on in the game and get richer, we can replace them with proper clover leaves and other types of junctions. But for now, I'm going to delete some roads. I'm going to make a road, and it's going to be a rural 2-lane gravel road. Just to start with, when you're playing the game vanilla and you're short on money, this is the cheapest road you can put down. And in order to make a bridge over it with the highway here, I'm just going to select. This is probably the most important mod you could ever download, the Move It mod. This allows you to grab these nodes, that's the word I was looking for, which is all your roads and such are pretty much vector based. These nodes have X, Y, Z coordinates and where they are placed down, and then the software draws a line, which is the road type between those vector points. You can't do anything with those points in vanilla you need to have the Move It mod. And it'll allow you to do all sorts of things with it. For example, if you select the segment here, you can curve it, put it back to normal. If you're selecting just the nodes, which is what I'm going to be doing, node there, hold down the shift key, hold node there, node there. Now you can move those up and down in space. It's a page up, page down key while they're selected. I'm going to hit the page down key and drop this into a ditch so I can put the highway over the top of it. And now I'm going to use the T key with the picker tool, which is that's what it maps the T key to. Select that road segment. And over here, I'm going to make sure the elevation and modes. This is the it'll force the road and the ground to be together. This will force the road to make a elevated segment, that's what we'll use when we go over this. This will force the roadway to use a bridge segment. Use that for crossing larger things, larger bodies of water. You wouldn't use that here because it's such a small space. It's just a regular overpass, if you will. And this allows you to do stuff underground. And down here it allows you to do road bending and curves, freeform. And this one allows you to upgrade roads just by clicking on them if this is selected. This mod over here is the Road Anarchy mod. That's what the A is for. The game a lot of times has a lot of rules about where you can put a road and where you connect roads. If you're having a hard time getting something connected, it's always red. You can try it with Anarchy, and it's more forgiving that way. The underlying parts of the game really won't mind a so-called illegal hookup with Anarchy. Usually, once in a blue moon, you'll run into a problem. Anyway, I am going to, just for the sake of simplicity here, this here is also mod. It's the Better Roads mod. It gives you a whole menu of one unit roads. See these little squares? Those little squares are 1 unit. All these roads would fit into one of those units. These are 2-unit roads, which are usually 2-lane roads, but there are 2 lanes with one way and wider ones with trees down the middle. We're using the highway, 3-lane highway at the moment. And I'm going to curve this right to there. And then I'm going to switch back to an elevated section so I can cross over the big ditch. And it'll automatically give you the concrete side rails and all that sort of stuff. And if it was longer, there'd be supports as well. And now I'm going to go back to ground level connection. See if I can get... Yeah, I put too many in there. That's alright. See how things are snapping like this, where it's red? That can be annoying. It happens when you got roads too close to each other like this. That's where you want to use your Anarchy. Also, you can click on here, your snaps, and turn off your snapping. You can really put it exactly where you want it. let's see, go back to that. Anarchy is off. I'll turn the snapping back. You gotta remember to turn them back on every now and then, or else you can get in trouble, so to speak. Things will not be working the way you want. You see, just to be easy, I just drove a straight line here without the curves. With the Move It mod, you can fix that up after the fact. Put a little curve there, a little curve there. And you can also see how these are uneven. You can rotate with the Move It mod. Try to get that looking like it's straight over the top. Do the same with this guy here. You can hold the right key when they're selected, and you can right mouse button and you can rotate. And I want to move this so they're sort of similar. Okay, that'll do. Fairly clean looking. All this stuff I'm doing is preliminary to starting my town. And in real life, it would pretty much be like that. You wouldn't really start a town without some connection to the outside world. You can imagine that this is like a farm road or something that pre-existed. We'll run it down to where our community is going to start, down here on the coast. And let's put in our escape lanes. And let's see, I think since this is a highway, it would have improved escape lanes. That they wouldn't be dirt road lanes. The screen turns white like that because technically you're going underground here. When you go down like that. And let's see. I'm going the wrong way on some of these on purpose just because it's easier. You can really fix that after the fact easily. You go hit this exclamation point and right click on the road and you can change its direction if it's a one-way road. Alright, these are a little more rounded than they really need to be. I'm going to straighten them out a little bit. And all this is just minutiae. I mean, we're going to eventually tear this out. So, you know, you don't really need to spend this kind of time on it. Perfect game for if you're OCD. You could spend all this time on little meaningless trivia. And we're going to shape the roads so they look somewhat realistic. Alright. That's pretty good. You see we have the road sort of ditching down here. There are many ways to solve that problem. One of the better recent mods is the network multi-tool, which is this guy here. And you select this, slope mode, and you select these nodes, first node, last node, and hit enter. and it levels things out for you. And as you can see, there's these little flat sections because these nodes have no slope to them. You can use the node controller, another mod, and you can select that node and hit slope, and you can see it straightens it right out there. It bends it, as it were. Same thing there, slope. And you got a nice looking slope there. I'm not going to worry about the rest of them because, as I said, we're going to be tearing this road out eventually. I think I'm going to put down a small 4-lane road here, just as the spur. It's sort of like what the highway department would put in if they're adding a junction for a farming area or something like that. And so I'll just replace, turn that off. I'm going to replace this dirt road with a 4-lane highway. 2 lanes in both directions. And as you can see under there, it looks pretty good. The height-wise and everything. It looks sort of like a real type of thing you'd find out in the rural area. I guess if you're really rural and unimproved, it would just be a T-junction with a crossover between the 2 roads. If you want to get really, really rural. Anyway, if you look here, I'm going to have to make my road go up through there. And I'm going to, once again, go back to the dirt road. As if I was playing this for real. It's the cheaper road. It's 25 units per cell. Whereas if you put down even a finished 2-lane road, something like that, 50, it's more than twice as expensive. And once again, one of the other things that plus side of having the rural dirt road is it does keep traffic running slowly. So for a while there, you won't have any troubles with too much traffic. Let's see, where do I want this to come into town here? Just straight down this valley here. Let's see where we're at here. What I want to do with the railroad. I think I might want to cross this under the railroad. It's easy enough to do. Just like we did for the highway. We'll bring this in. This will eventually become our main street. When the time comes, we'll upgrade it to a much, much larger road. And now I'm going to select the parts I want to go down. Got a little hump there anyway. Let's level these out. Okay. I'm going to hit the T key and select that train tracks. And running into a problem there is it's not not locked, not unlocked. I'm gonna put a train station down just temporarily to unlock the tracks. I'm gonna run that right to the edge, and then bridge section, and boom, just like that. Could use a little tweaking there. That whole thing is raised up. Where's my move it mod? Trees in my way. And actually, I need to level that out a little bit before I do this. There's an easier way to do that with the mods, but I'm sort of in a little hurry here. I mean, I am making a video. Okay, I think that'll do. I think we're high enough up there. Trucks and stuff can go underneath there. Doesn't look right, so I think I will raise it up a tad. It's a technical term. Alright. All this time, time has been frozen. I'm sort of setting the scene here. Spending money, putting the roadways down and the train station. I'm going to put that train station somewhere up here. It'll be our main hub for import and export of both people and goods. So we need two train stations, really, the passenger station and the cargo station. Once again, I'm going to select a road here. Right about here. Come off at 90 degrees. Select straight line. I'm thinking of putting my industry over on this side and my living houses and such over here. So this is where I'll have my passenger station. This will be where the cargo station is. And so let's get this guy moved. This is the passenger station. I'll move it just with the regular mod here. I'll put it about center there. And we're going to add in the cargo station. About there. And now we take feeders off of our train tracks. That'll do, and this will be a bit of a bother. I don't really want to the passenger and the cargo to share. We have a railroad crossing there at the moment. think I'll take this up in the air using the page up key. Use a raised section. It's not pretty, but it'll be alright. Need to change this one here. For ground section. Alright. And I wonder if I want to continue that underneath. I think so. Let's delete that section and lower the road here. Once again, train tracks. Trying to avoid future traffic problems of railroads crossing roadways tend to cause trouble. All right. All right, it's a bit ugly looking, but it'll function. You have to take a close look at your train sections there. Sometimes when you go in at a too steep of an angle, the tracks won't really be hooked up. If you select this and go get berserk like that, you'll find the tracks go away, and you're not really connected. You want to take a close look, make sure it's really connected. All right. I think that'll do. This will have an interesting effect because people can get here. This train station isn't set up in town, so to speak. There's no other city on the map. This train station is only really talking to the other cities outside the map, the fictional cities that are out there. This is going to take some of the pressure off of your highways. If people can come from off the map and come directly in on the train station. If you look at these passenger stations, they have this tick, allow intercity trains. In our particular situation, we do want to allow intercity trains. You can make a train system that's just for within your city, and the outside ones won't come in and stop at your stations. They'll just blow on through. But this allows the passenger trains from the outside to come and stop and drop off future residents. Now that we got that set up, we can get to work on the real nitty-gritty here. We need water and sewage to start with. And there are some nice items you can choose, but that are higher up. everything's unlocked because of the way I had the game set up. What you're stuck with starting-wise is your pipes, your water towers. We don't need to use that because we do have a fresh body of water nearby here. And here's your water pumping station. This will pump in fresh water. And I'm thinking maybe I want to put it over here. We have, if you look very closely, there's little arrows showing you water flow. There's really no water flow here because it's the open ocean. You don't need water flow, but you don't want to put your fresh water close to your sewage outlet. I'm going to put this guy way over here. Get that fresh, delicious river water. And the sewage drain pipe. This unlocks higher up in the normal game. And it's more expensive. It's cleaner. That outputs cleaner water. You can see this one here costs $3,125 and $400 a week. This one's $600 a week and $5,000. And this one also puts out 120,000 meters cubed of sewage per week, and this only does half of that. So we're going to go for the dirty sewage at the moment. After a while, you'll see this whole area sort of turns brown and icky. But that's the cost of civilization, right? Now we have those two items that need to be hooked together with their pipes. And let's see. Everything's going to be based on the town here. So I'm going to run a water main under the street, water and sewage. One of the other great gurus of City Skylines, City Planner, plays, and as he rightly says, water pipes really do belong under the roads, just so that they're accessible to be dug up and replaced and fixed without tearing people's houses down. Roads are cheaper to tear down than houses. Not always ideal in this game, however, to have pipes under the roads. And we'll run another pipe. Over to the sewage plant. Alright, we got water and sewage. These things are going to need to be powered. And you have several things available to you earlier on. The windmill, wind turbine is one of them. Also the coal power plant is available right off the bat. It's the most expensive choice. A lot of times you can depend on the word wind turbine. If you select the wind turbine, you can see where there's wind for your to power these turbines. And you can see the dark areas are the windy parts, usually on top of ridges like this. I'm going to put one right up there, and I'm going to attach a power line, get it down to the sewage treatment plant. Let's see, over here we can put another turbine down. It's not much. Closest wind really is there. Our city's going to be building out here, so maybe I'll stick that up there and run that power cable down there, and then we'll feeder line across here. Tie them together so both of these windmills are doing their things together. They'll add up to our total, and we can tap off up here for our various needs, like that place and that place. All right. So we got power, we got water. And I do have the water pipes running under the roads. Yes. Right, I think we're almost to the point where we can start populating this place. I'm going to start adding in our grid here. And I think I'm going to start with just a short loop here. There may end up being a lot of traffic going around here, trucks coming in and going out. Eventually I'll make these one-way loops to keep things running. This may not seem important at the start. I think it is the cargo station, because the commercial areas in your housing area, they need supplies, stock to store shelves and everything, and usually takes a while for your local industry to provide enough of that. So everything has to come from out of town, and if you're doing it without a railroad to start with, that's all going to be truck traffic coming in over the highways, clogging up your roads coming in. And that's not good. Alright, let's make a little... I like to use the grid to start with. Especially if the land you're on is flat already. Why not? Once the land starts curling around in the hills and such, then you can have start paying attention to the topography, word I'm looking for. See, I think that is enough to start off with. And one of the other things I like to do to keep traffic moving is not have every single road joining a main road. Even though these are all dirt roads at the moment, you don't want intersections all bunched up close together. So I tend to take out those middle intersections and just have little stubs. And this pattern would continue on down. And the next road down here would be a stub, and the next one would join in. And down here, I'm going to put my industry. I'm going to back them off a little bit. The industry, I don't have any trouble with all the roads entering out there. And that looks like a good start for that. Grab our water and make sure all of these areas have got water. The way these roads are placed 20 apart seems to work out really well with the water pipes to get a slight overlap there. Alright, everything is hooked up. Let's see, what else? If you were starting on a vanilla start, you would not have any access to any garbage stuff yet. You would have just the landfill, I believe, and the recycling center. You don't really need them just yet because nobody here. That will soon change. I think this is a good place to call it quits for the video. We'll pick this up where we left off next time. As always, thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you again tomorrow.